All right, so we talk a lot about the 1% on the show, and an interesting study came out by Sadoff Investment Research breaking down some of the economics of what's going on in America today. So this is from 2012. The average household income of Americans is about $30,000. The average household of the top 1%ers is about 1.2 million, which is 41 times the average family's income. The average household of the top 0.1% is about 6 million, which is 206 times the average family's income. So what I think is interesting about this is that, when you think of the 1%, I think people think these are the people that have like, an armada of planes and houses everywhere, et cetera, et cetera. Now they do have over $1 million, which I think probably we all aspire to have, and this is America, and everybody should have something. But should we be focusing more on that 0.1% than the 1%? Because that 0.1, that 6 million, that's sort of where you're getting into the ultra rich, although even that is still leaving out all the Zuckerbergs and the people that really have the big power. I've given you a lot to chew on there.
Well, I don't know where to begin. I never think about the 1%. I mean, like it's so, like after that number gets so large, it's like it's absolutely meaningless to me. It's like you make 6 million a year. I'm like, great, it could be 6 billion. I mean, I don't know, like it's so ridiculous. My first thought was like, well, it said like on Obama's watch. I'm like, well, I guess the only good information is if it was on a Republican's watch, we'd be talking about the 0.001 making 12 million a year or something like that. There's only so much you can do, but at the end of the day, everyone's got these sweet notions that like, oh, our country was founded on democracy. It's capitalism. I mean, capitalism trumps democracy, and you can't really blame people for going into these money markets, into these hedge fund jobs. They want to make a lot of money. That's their thing, and they make a lot of money. And it's like, it's a really hard point. You just hope that at the end of the day, you hope that they give back, right? That you're making all this money, that maybe you can take, your personal wealth and do good things with it. And if you don't, you just hope, that they're miserable, that they're horrible, miserable people.
But are they ever miserable? That's the question. No, they're never miserable, are they?
$6 million. First of all, no. Look, it's the things that I remember when Warren Buffett was saying at one point, I think when the economy was crashing, that based on the taxes he was paying, because a lot of his income was off of investments, he was paying like 15%.
Right.
Whereas like normal people are paying like 30, 40%. Yeah. So he was making a point about that, first of all, about the thing of taxing the rich a little bit more and finding ways to get money from them. And then the other thing was, I just heard yesterday, it was saying some company, I forget what the company was, one of these big companies.
Caterpillar.
Was a Caterpillar,
yeah.
Was underpaid like $2 billion in taxes or something because they found ways to do it.
They moved all their profits to a Swiss bank account, basically.
Yeah, so that's where you go, that's where you get upset. You go, oh dude, like I'm paying, every dollar I make, I'm paying 50 cents of that to the government, and there's these big companies that are finding loopholes. So that's where you go, come on man, let's spread a little bit of that wealth.
I always thought that the Warren Buffett thing was kind of interesting because he would always say, well, my secretary is paying a higher tax than I am, which always made me think, well, why are you paying her so little? You know what I mean? Like, if you'd pay her more, then she'd be closer to your tax bracket. She'd be doing okay.
If you paid her with stocks, then she would pay, then she would not pay, then she'd pay less tax, but it's income.
Yeah.
So that's where you get screwed.
Yeah. So the part that you brought up is what this article that was analyzing this was also saying is that this gap between the ultra rich and the poor has gotten significantly bigger under Obama. And I think we all think somehow that it's the Republicans that are really bad about this, but this is one of these things where Obama has dropped the ball because the facts are the facts.
Well, I don't know if he's dropped the ball. I just don't know how much he can do, in a way. It's like you talk about Wall Street reform. Well, Wall Street, that money fuels lobbyists and it fuels Congress. Like there's only so much you're going to do to stop this money. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's like that thing when they were like, oh, Oprah, you should run for president. You're like the most popular woman on the planet. And she's like, well, why would I give up all that power? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if you can blame Obama constantly. I mean, on Obama's election night, all the bigwig Republicans got in that room and they're like, we're going to do one thing, we're going to block everything that he intends to do, and they have, or they've been very successful at that. So I don't know if you can keep going back to
this Obamacare.
I don't think they like black people.
Well, that's that too. No, it's naive to think that one person is going to make, be able to run everything, and all you got to do is watch House of Cards, and you realize the vice president could be pulling the strings,
Yeah.
you know. And there's a lot of things that are, you know, backdoor deals being made, and it's a systemic thing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of other countries do tax. You pay more taxes, but you don't have homeless people, for example. So it's the choice that we have to make. Do we want to pay less taxes and have homeless people, or pay more taxes and not have homeless people?
Was that House of Cards reference your way of telling us that you think Biden has killed someone?
I think Biden has definitely killed someone, and it's a great show.
Yeah, it is a pretty great show. Yeah. How should we generally feel about these super rich people? I'm not even talking about that 1%, then, the 6 million people, you know, the people that are bringing in $6 million a year. I'm talking about the billionaire people. Should we be, like, this George Soros this week just met with all the potential Republican 2016 guys, and it's like they have to go kiss the ring of just some rich guy.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sick, right?
Well, I mean, this morning it comes down to we have now less, you know, restrictions on who can pay who to run for election. It's just,
thank you, Supreme Court.
Yeah, thank you, Supreme Court. Way to reel it in, Supreme Court. So now I can give my, you know, $10 to the Democrats. I don't know. It's so, you know, it is when you really think about it, you feel powerless, and it's really horribly discouraging. But then you're like, oh, there's a sale on wine. And that solves a lot of my problems when I think about the super rich.
Yeah. So how do you feel about
No, it's like, listen, man, if they made the money and they want to do what they want to do, they can do it. It's just, the one thing that you do start worrying about is if the disparity continues, then, you know, if you look at history, every revolution many revolutions is based on economics.
Yeah.
So eventually there's going to be a breaking point. And so I think at some point the country does need to step back and go, okay, we can't have that many more people that are poor and this few that are rich, because eventually something will give.
206 times the amount of the average income these people are making.
Seems like a bit much.
Yeah, and the loopholes, it's infuriating. And now, you know, it's unfortunate, but now everyone's armed. So, I mean, it could happen.
It could happen.